CYNETHA JADE back at it with another live stream. What? All right, you guys, guess what? So I literally just a few short days ago had no idea what I was gonna do with this deck of cards, you see. But we've actually even made another trip to the store today just to bang out the rest of because I was like, you know what, I can do 17 more cards. So I really had a blast with this one, and we're going to be talking about harsh reality, harsh truth-ish, okay, referable to each one of these piles, you guys. So not to be triggering, I'm definitely trying to give like high key a heads up, okay? Because the stuff that I channeled, I mean, it's, you know how like truth can hurt, right? So definitely not intended just to simply and solely like hurt you and send you on your way. Of course, we're not doing that here either. So please give it a chance, right? Like we gotta, depending on, you know, what pile we're talking about, we definitely have to get in there and see what we see, but then talk about some next steps. Okay. So, you know, truth be truth, and I get that. Definitely not the only the only aspect of the experience if you will give it a shot. Love and light, Shavina Henry. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, definitely not intentional. But you guys, we've got 3 piles tonight, and I was mindful enough to get the markers for each pile. Love and light, Janice Kath, welcome back. So this is pile number 1. Okay, and that's the double terminated quartz. We've got this Tektite scarab for pile number 2. Okay. And pile number 3, something I've recently been gifted with, and I shared with you guys on the community board just a few short days ago. It's so cutie. I love it so much. But that's pile number 3's marker. Now, here's the sitch. Just because I don't like to leave anyone out, I did pull, and I've got 3 cards, which definitely speak to divine communication, just off the cuff with that 3 alone. Just saying, you guys, right? And a beautiful and truthful message nonetheless, right? And that's just so everyone in the collective gets served. So you guys give it a chance, sit tight, right? But again, cannot give this high key warning, right? That we are going to be talking about some triggering aspects of truth on the part of several people here connected to, again, either of, or maybe even more than one of the 3 piles that we have tonight, okay? But before we begin, let's just talk for anyone, all right, connected to the collective. This is the message. And I mean, we're talking love messages tonight, you guys, so just understand that part. Like, we're not necessarily talking business. However, if you are quite passionate about something that you're getting off the ground, or something that, you know, it's like, wow, you know, I know the divine backs me in that because I kept it off the ground, then kudos to you firstly, right? But also take this as it resonates, right? But the intent here, especially with the 3 piles specifically, you guys, is really talking about the love aspect of things. I don't really want to make it all like it's all loving and or lovey-dovey, but you know, the love type of reading versus career in that, right? But I digress. We've got the 9 of emotions. Okay, and this pulling again from the Muse Tarot. Again, I was guided to it, you guys. And this is for anyone connected to this collective, which I have the best collective, so I don't mind giving the message. You know what I'm saying? Please allow this one to resonate. Okay, I'm so serious. Again, you guys, and again, I am not lying. The cards hit the floor again. We just used this on one of the last live streams. Pardon me if it wasn't the last one. It might have been the one prior. And this particular card, Muse of Materials, came out for the collective again. Also hit the ground for the collective again. Which means at least high key double the energy. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about being a muse of the divine here. Still a thing. Still your truth. Are you honoring that truth? Will you allow this message to come through even deep into your heart space? It's a really great one. This is not a warning kind of message, all right? Unless you have forgotten that you're a muse of the divine, that might be warning. Don't you dare forget that, right? You're here to live out your birthright, all right? And that includes like abundance and love and like happiness and joy. right? Makes sense? Okay, love and light, Shavina, please check the live stream roles that are located in the description box, babe. Okay? And then I got you for the free yes, no once the bell has rung. All right? So sit tight. Hopefully, you're enjoying yourself and you get something out of this beautiful message that I'm trying to deliver, even as I speak this out to you. Okay? So here's the sitch. You guys literally are the apple of the divine's eye. I mean, this is like elite top tier stuff. Okay? And because of that, muse you, right? The Wheel of Fortune is out here coming to say, hello, hey, hi, working for you towards your wishes fulfillment and not against you and or they. Okay, so this is really good stuff, and you are to remain positive about it. If this is still an emotional time for you on the strength of perhaps being single, right? And which nines often do speak of, it's like, okay, you're almost there at the 10. I truthfully, wholeheartedly believe, especially my collective, damn sure can get to the 10 on their own. You don't need somebody else to tell you, you did the damn thing, right? You don't. Especially when you know you've done the work, right? You don't need to have somebody outside of you come and say, oh, you did the work before you realize, oh my God, I did, right? No. Because those that know, if you're doing the work, you have to be present. You can't be checked out all the time. You can't be checked out always and in all ways and still get the damn thing done, right? Unfortunately, it's not the case, but really quite fortunately, because again, we're here in the earth realm to learn and grow our souls. How could you learn anything if you're not paying attention? Makes sense, right? So feel the feels if you got them. All right, they're there for you to feel them. Okay, up until the point where you may find, perhaps, okay, that some of them never were your own and they don't belong in your mental space, heart space, your central nervous system, being affected and all of that doesn't have to be a thing for those types of feelings, especially. Okay. And again, going back to you must check in, be present, be aware, be intentional, right? You check for you. A lot of people are talking about who is versus who is not checking for them. Whole time they're not checking for themselves, and that really is the problem, over and above anyone else also not giving a a bleepity bleep about what you are, who you are, what you got going on versus what you don't. Okay, you guys have to be that for you firstly. How could anyone else outdo you at doing what you came to do? Makes sense. All right, so it's okay to alchemize and transmute these feelings. It's okay to learn from them and honor them for what they are. Sometimes they're connected to lessons, right? And we honor that, okay? Sometimes they're connected to abuse and or trauma, okay? And we don't glorify that, but we do accept that that is part and parcel of how we are who we are today and right now, in spite of perhaps still very much being on the journey towards who you're becoming and or intend to be. All right? And that's okay too. What is not okay, right, is to get stuck and trapped inside of any one feeling, right? Any one mindset that really does not behoove you well and maybe should no longer exist in that mental space. All right? And of course, it's try again at times, referable to some aspects of doing this work, but we're talking about it because you very much have already been doing this work and you very much just the same are capable of continuing on. Okay, I'm not here to word curse, so I would never sit here and say absolutely no one has ever, are you kidding? Calm down with it. We're all somewhere on the path, and if you found this channel, of course you know some about what we're speaking, maybe not all. And guess what? You're not even here to know all things always and in all ways, because again, we're here to learn and grow our souls. All right, so take the pressure off. All right, and maybe that is part of feeling through some of those emotions, really to be able to do just that, take the pressure off. Okay, because somebody here literally connecting to this aspect of the reading feels like maybe they're being a little too hard on themselves, right? Like it's like could you imagine if, I don't know why my guides keep giving me this time and time again, but it's a little different, so listen up to those that are like, oh my goodness, she's going to say this again. it's almost like there could be a situation where like maybe you're like in the Olympics, right? And there's some sort of marathon aspect or some sort of tournament aspect from one race or event to the next, and you've got to take 3 days time in order to figure out who ultimately won, perhaps, right? Could you imagine if, day one, it's like, well, clearly out of all of the groups, like you performed the best, out of all the contestants, your top performing contestant, they've literally done the boards, right? It's your name at the top, right? And you don't even honor that, like, just because it's just the first day, and you're the whole time you're going, yeah, but there's two whole other days. There's two whole other days. And you know I mean, so and so and so and so were pretty cool. I mean, they were like neck and neck with me up until that, like, last millisecond, right? And it's like, whoa, 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 because we're in New Earth now. So, like, even if that was the truth, right? And even if you're literally in the Olympics right now, which I know it's not a thing, it's just an example. But what if, you guys, right? And you are on top of, the pressure that it would automatically just really be, I'll just say, present. I mean, first of all, it's a contest. If you're talking Olympics, you're talking money riding on this contest in some varying degrees of many ways that are known and possibly unknown to you, right? And yet somehow you have awareness of this. Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to you, and it's a big deal to others, right? So would you perform best by keeping the pressure on and not even allowing yourselves to get into any kind of celebration, just even just to feel it for a few more moments, right? Because the contest ultimately isn't over yet, just because you've won first day. Do you know how many other people didn't win first day? And you're telling yourself no, because that, if I let up a little bit, I'm just going to shoot myself in the foot, and I'm going to think that I've got it in the bag, and then I maybe I don't, maybe I don't win. Okay, but how are you telling yourself you're damn sure winning if you won't even allow yourself to celebrate and feel the win, so that you can vibrationally maintain that frequency to stay the winner? Make it make sense. But a lot of people can't get there because fear is going, no, no, because, ego's either underinflated and or overinflated, depending on who we're talking about, from one athlete or being to the next, right? Still going with this Olympics example. I'm not exactly sure why. Just go with it, okay? And it's like, make it make sense, because either way there's pressure. Either way there's potential what ifs, right? Either way there's a variable degree to that outcome, especially because you do have more than one day. All I'm saying is make it a better time. If you stayed winning, okay, in a humble way, right? But you literally did win that first day. It's not a call to narcissism, right? It's not even a call to delusion. It's a call to honor who you already are. You are still that winner, even though it's day one of the 3 day leg race or whatever you want to say, right? So what? Because you're still in far greater positioning. You still have performed out way more than the average whoever, fill in the blank, right? Athlete, cook, uh, you know, retail establishment, whatever you got going on, right? You're doing way more than most. You are giving la creme de la creme, as they say, right? The best of the best. But wouldn't it be a pity to find out that everyone else knew that and honored it but you? Wouldn't that be a pity? Well, guess what? It is, when we do that. And anyone under the sound of my voice, clearly, in some timeline, in some way, form, or measure, has really been in that pitiful experience. And no, I'm not saying you were feeling sorry for yourselves and having pity for yourselves. If anything, maybe you should have, because you weren't allowing yourselves to celebrate, because maybe those around you, who, again, going back to knowing your awesomeness before you, decided you should know that you should keep your light dim. But we're in the new earth now. I literally have chills. Okay, we're in that new earth energy, and it's really consciousness based. Okay, so good thing we don't have to hop from one planet to the next to make it what it already is. And same deal for you with you. for you versus your higher self. There's no more severability. You need to honor that, babies. Okay? So that you can walk like that, talk like that, manifest like that, build like that, because that's exactly what you're here to do. And I'm humming. All right, literally vibrations. Okay? Love and light Cassandra, love and light Fiona. So this is like really big stuff, you guys. And we're going to be talking about some very dark, I'd like to say lower density type of triggering, chaotic truth. Okay. But here's the sitch. Maybe on the other side of it, you really can allow that gauntlet to just come down and stay down. Maybe on the other side of it, you really can get that confirmation that maybe you're looking for. That you did do what you came to do in spite of leaving some people along the way who just clearly can't come where you are destined to thrive. Okay, I just saw 1555 on my timer, you guys. I don't know about you, I've been seeing 555 in any way, shape, or form, along with some other really great numbers. You guys, let me know what numbers you've been seeing, if you've been seeing any in the chat, because I'd be interested to know, because I've been seeing a lot, and they're all phenomenal. They're all great. You see 444. And the wallpaper's just about done, Cassandra. That's so great. I love that. I love that. You guys, look how thick I made this deck. I don't think everyone was on whenever I was talking about it, but this is what we're going to be pulling from. Well, I've already pulled the cards just to keep it a little bit less lengthy of a video. But just be prepared. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. If you feel like something doesn't resonate, please don't make it resonate. Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Also be mindful, even if it feels like it resonates, maybe it's not all the way your energy or this person's energy. Please, please, please do not have your intuition duct taped and gagged and bound in the back of your vehicle right now. Like, I'm so like, please, intuition gotta stay. All right. Definitely send, yes, Cassandra. Okay, so let's talk again. Pile number 1, double terminated quartz. Pile number 2, this is a tektite. I think I said this kind of looks like a cicada. It's supposed to be a scarab, but it kind of really looks like a cicada, you guys. And pine coney for the win. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Fiona. Oh wait, hold on. Uh-oh. You know what it is there's a lot of upswings and downswings right now, Fiona, with the barometric pressure. So if you could just be mindful to ice when maybe you don't necessarily need to ice, and heat when maybe you don't, like, and also switch, I think that might assist. It's really, I know that I myself have I've been noticed, I cannot speak all of a sudden. Why is that? I myself have been noticing the swings in the barometric pressure, and they can be pretty painful. So I'm not going to lie about that. But stay hydrated as well, right? So that you got everything cushioned. I'm not exactly sure what costochondritis is, but I'm going to look that up. All right. So you've been seeing 444, Fiona. You might want to look that up, referable to what you're thinking about specifically when you do see those numbers. Okay. Inflammation of the chest walls. I don't know if you have access to like massager tools, but I know they really help with soft tissue issues, even referable to nerves as well. But if you don't, even if you just manipulate, with your hands, but also you could ice that area too, it would help. And I know heat definitely, I mean, depending on, it's either one or the other usually, right? That assists. And, I don't know if you've got like a lot of mucus, perhaps. Because you know what, Fiona, you would want to manipulate. Sometimes you can get pockets of stuff, right? Sometimes it's not mucus, it's just inflammation, right? So the more that you manipulate, and like you see me rubbing, but I'm really pressing like hard on the actual fingertips area. So it's like it's not really like I'm rubbing like I would rub my face. I'm more like this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the because you do have a lot of lymph glands around there, like a lot, and you're gonna want to really you're gonna want to look up those free videos that are like everywhere. I love them so much. I'm gonna start sharing that stuff to the group because I don't care anymore. Like Cassandra and I are in there sharing left and right. I don't know what you guys are doing, but there's like some really good videos that really just assist you with keeping your temple like functioning and in spite of environments and agendas, right? And I just feel like if I know that it benefits me, I should share it, and you guys too, right? Because that's what the Facebook group's for. I mean, we can't necessarily do it. I can't do it with you on the live stream on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But that's another form that we have to share information like that, as well as like success stories and testimonies and things, right? So you guys, I don't want anyone feeling like they cannot share in that group. My goodness, that was the whole point. Okay. And Fiona, come back to Facebook so I can share videos. Right? But there are a lot of free videos, Fiona. I mean, you don't have Facebook, so I guess Instagram, right? Type in like lymphatic drainage, okay? But you'll get people of all kinds. Like some of them are actually like surgeons and stuff, and they're like, okay, what you if you just because they need to know how the body drains too. You can't just give a facelift talking about, okay, hope it ends well, right? Like, and there's ways to like naturally help even on YouTube, right? Like there's motivational doc. Oh my god, go to motivational doc, right? And look up the lung tea. Oh my goodness, you'll be surprised at what comes out of you there. And you won't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying like wait until you get like actually like, like an actual cold or something. Just literally just clean your ish, okay? Because lymphatically, it's not necessarily a thing that the body does so easy. And it's always overlooked because you figure, well, I'm doing these other things that we talk about so readily, right? But the lymphatic system is really what like gives you a fighting chance to even like properly digest the food, to the point where, oh well, I'm ingesting antioxidants. Well, that's well and good, but if your filter system, which is literally like definitely part and parcel of the lymphatic system, maybe not wholly the lymphatic system, but like a large portion, then it's like, so what of it? Because you're not, could you imagine if every one of your pore in your skin were blocked or clogged off? I mean, we would die, right? But it's like they say they let us know that in school, but they're not really talking about like the lymph glands and like how to actually like help you like get rid of the stuff that your body's trying, your organs are trying to get rid of. But there's aspects of the filtration system clogged, perhaps, right? And I'm not here projecting that onto you guys. I'm just saying, like, please check, please do the somatic stretches, please lengthen to strengthen your body, like, please make sure it moves. You guys don't even need like the latest like trend out there. Just if you move it and it hurts, you better figure out why. And there's videos to find, like, I'm so serious, right? Because maybe you don't have the budget for like the trainer that costs $2,000 a session. Okay. But like that same person could actually be giving content that it's like, here's like a little bit of information, you piece that together. But if you guys are really of a mindset that like, okay, my vessel literally should be working, all of that time consuming stuff really is kind of like a worthy sacrifice, right? I get it that you'd have to like look and listen, right? I get it, you'd have to like do your own like processing and like, maybe put your prayers and petitions out there. Is this for me? Because different strokes for different folks, right? All I'm saying is I don't really care like who you are, your race or your creed. The lymphatic system needs to be functioning, like, just saying. And oftentimes it's not, because environment, lifestyles, expectations, and lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I know, at least referable to that one, not really too many like different strokes for different folks. All I can tell you, perhaps the difference is maybe one person's stuff is way more painful than the next because it's way less clogged, right? The next person that has way less pain. But if you are feeling around where you know glands are and it's a little sore, a little swollen, you guys, please rub yourselves, okay? Love yourselves, okay? That's part of the self. What do you think I'm doing in the sun half the time? Like, you guys, I am on that. Every inch of me, just, like, just really paying attention. Like, uh-oh, because it's been decades since I had, right? And that's why I always make that point of like, hey, when's the last time you guys stretched a calf out? I see people even coming in and out of the gym. I'm thinking, buddy, you better stretch that, because 5 years down the line, you're gonna have a whole issue. But you know how to pick up the dumbbells, but and I talked to those guys in there. I'm like, listen, you're gonna have, like, lack of mobility with these big AF muscles, and then what? Because you'll still be vulnerable and considered weak. So, like, do it right. Don't half-ass it. Lengthen and strengthen. You know what I mean? You should be able to bend and stretch all of that you got, wherever that is. You know what I mean? Because if not, you're just waiting for one day to not be able to, and then what? What if there's no one around then to even, like, save you, from your own physicality? And at that point, it's kind of given, it's on you. You know what I mean, you guys? And that's not me coming for any one person on here. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, if you think about it, and myself included, right? So we're all somewhere on the path, right? Keep going, keep growing, cleanse. All right, you guys, I'm excited to see, like, from now to the end of summer, right? Yes, stretching. Because you guys, even if, like, not to be funny, but, like, even if you just have to just check, like, once a day, once a week, like, can I get up off the floor? Because you don't want to wait until you got to find out, uh-oh, probably can't get back up off the floor. Like, so what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Live your life, use your body before you lose it. All right. So I'm on here like, oh my gosh, blabbing away, and I need to get to Power One. But you guys, I think before we do all that, I will ring the bell and get to these questions first before I open up the channel. Use it or lose it. Love it or lose it. All right, let me see. Yep, that's the same thing. You use your brain. Same deal. Okay, let me see. Oh. So you got to work on feeling limited and the self-limiting beliefs, okay? Because bottom of the deck is just talking about, though it may be feeling like you are, what's the, I lost it. Hold on. You're feeling like you are, like, battle worn or battle weary, right? It's still giving a yes. And especially if it's money, or connecting to making money, or connecting to work. All right, so that's what I got for you, Janice Cath. But work on that mentality there. All right, like, is it going to be a good day, Janice? I should ask you and not the tarot, right? Like, is it? Did you see it? What are you wearing? How's your hair? Right? What are you saying? Are you feeling grateful? Yeah, it came out again. Things come to fruition. Hard work pays off. Harvest, reward, profit, manifestation of an idea or goal, inheritance, nurture. And again, look at this. No, Janice. Yes, Janice. No, Janice. Yes, Janice. All right. Okay. Anyone else got a question? If not, I'm going to go to pile number one. All right. And get get us started. Do need to hydrate though. I don't know what's going on with the throat chakra. Help. So pawn number 1. All right. This is the marker. Somebody here could be a tarot reader. You guys only take what fits. Remember what I said about the intuition? What did I say about the intuition? I want to see if somebody remembers. It's not supposed to be duct taped, gagged and bound in the back of your trunk. Okay. Just so serious. Speaking of, somebody here could be a delivery driver. I need you to know some of these archetypes could be for you and some for the others. By others, I mean, maybe you don't know them. But also by others, I mean, maybe the person on your mind. All right. Somebody here could have a long face. Love and light, country love. I don't know what WQL means, honey bun. Shabina, I'm so sorry. And I'm not picking on you. I'm just being honest. Somebody here could have a long face. Somebody here could be a smoker or a midnight toker, because now you know I'm channeling that song, of course. Somebody here could be lonely but puts on a brave face and acts happy. All right, masking up, perhaps. And somebody here could have curly hair. Again, these are love readings, so this is talking about somebody basically who really is about to be outed for their actual truth in the matter as to why you didn't walk, or excuse me, as to why you didn't work out. You did walk away. Excuse me. Mercury retrograde. Ouch. Somebody here could be a Zoom survivor. So maybe somebody here works from home, works remotely, works in tech. All right. The situation is that you did walk away. All right. And what your divine spiritual guidance team, inclusive of your higher selves, want you to know is that that is one of the great things you've done in life. I'm so serious. I'm laughing because like I get like how like this walk was like not okay. Like you weren't walking away like skipping and like, you know, heart a flutter. Really it felt like an oppressive walk. Like basically, you know, perhaps the sky is falling kind of vibes. Perhaps you know, had really no awareness of how bright the path or how celebratory the path with this 3 of inspiration really will become or has become. And I have to say it that way because even though we're doing pound number 1 right now, it's still a general collective message, if that makes sense. Okay. So not reading for just 2 people here. Okay. So again, take what resonates. Now looking ahead at the tarot. All right. You walk away and have a glow up. Yes, you did. Whether guy, girl, what have you. Looking good, smelling good, acting good. Intentional about thinking good too. And I love that for you. And this is really why you've got this breakthrough assistant type of energy here. This new path. All right. And it's giving abundance, yes. But it's also giving like satiety, like you fill yourself up. You water and tend to your garden. And gone are the days where you will ever wait for someone else to come and do any of that firstly for you. And gone are the days where you believe someone should. Oh, I love that for you so much. Like, ooh. Yeah, this is growth. Okay, this is what you came to do. All right, this is what you're doing. This is what you done did. And you're being asked to utilize your strength. Leo chart placements could be of some significance here, as well as Earth placements. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn doesn't have to be the case, you guys. With this 10 of emotions, really talking about how you did that for you, with you, about you, intentionally, right? And of course, backed by divinity, and how you honor all of that, and how you have allowed growth to come and strength to come on the strength of the allowing process. It's almost like you surrendered. It's like gone are the days where I'm really going to ask people to love me. I'm just going to surrender to the fact that the right ones do. And if there's no right ones around me, that too shall pass because I am lovable nonetheless. In the meantime, I love me. I do me, for me, with me. And so, I mean, again, and this is, I just said that a few moments earlier, just off the cuff, you guys, about how I am of a mindset that you can get to the 10 of anything by yourselves. I'm not saying all alone, always in and always, but really you get to that 10 consciously by pouring into you and knowing that's well and good because you're the prime candidate to do it firstly. Now, this is not a call into some, lifestyle of reclusivity. It's just, what are you gonna do? You're gonna kiss a bunch of frogs or a bunch of toads, kiss a bunch of frogs, find out they weren't toads, kiss a bunch of toads and find out they can't turn into prince or any kind of prince, right? How disappointing, and how much time did you want to waste? And do you want blisters on your face? Like, you know what I'm saying? Make it make right? Make it make sense. So here's this clarity, right? But same deal with the happiness. The Sun card is always the happiest card of any tarot deck, and it does speak to enlightenment. Don't you see you doing the damn thing, or the guy, girl, what have you? And so you align with the most powerful aspect of self, okay, in this incarnation so far. I have to say it that way, right? Because I'm not here to word curse you, and also general collective message, right? And so you get to actually co-creating this new earth, this utopia energy, okay? Where you are pulling in your manifestations, dreams, goals, wishes, fulfillment, okay? Still by yourself, right? But never alone, in the sense of divinity always backing and co-creating with you, of course, right? And here's another ace for you. This literally would be likened to that of the Ace of Swords, okay? But yet, it really does talk about you finding your voice, finding wisdom with which to speak, perhaps, codes that have come alive, referable to all that you carry in your meat suit, all right? Remembrance of wisdom from incarnations past, all at once. It's really giving everything everywhere all at once. Just saying. If you haven't watched that movie, you may want to try. And this again produces good fruit for you in an emotional way, as well as an abundant way, as well as a pentacles way. So serious, okay? And it's funny because this would literally be the Three of Cups, right? But you can't get around the aspects of that abundance, right? The regal, the royal divinity honored, okay? In even the mundane, like drinking out of a chalice, perhaps, right? Like it's like, you've just got full awareness of your worth, and you have rightfully and properly added tax, and no shame about it, right? Don't you dare apologize for any aspect of that, okay? Because this person's truth really referable to the person on your mind, whether this is your previous ex or the one that you just still wonder about, all right? They say, I have a reputation that I intend to hide from you, okay? So you have to be pretty darn intuitive, because there were already aspects that just really weren't sitting well with you. It's like, okay, you're saying these things, but the vibe don't match. Like, why are you nervous when you're telling me like something that really, how would I not understand about? Like it's like your energy is either overarching here or underarching, referable to the communication as well as the expectation of processing said communication. Something's off, right? The next card out, I feel you are too attractive for me. So now karma kicks in, because we started out saying after you walk away you have a glow up. So this person could have just been really like, wow, whatever is broken in me, I don't know if I could keep this one because something's broken in me. I'm not ashamed of the way I treated you, because I've been treated way worse by others. Well, isn't that a fine how do you do? I had no idea that anyone signed up for a contest here. How toxic, right? Sometimes my own self-realization of how toxic I've become amuses me, but not enough to change that truth. And so again, You walking away, going back to the beginning here, really was one of the best things you've done in this incarnation, because that person was most assuredly going to really assist you with snuffing out your light, and that's worse than just dimming it. So serious. Okay. um so I do have the initials pulled as well. But firstly, I wanted to talk about the guidance, okay, from your spiritual guidance team, which again is inclusive, I'm mindful to state, of your higher selves here. For pile number 1, time apart, some distance will help bring clarity. Denial, detach with love to clearly see the truth, okay? Sometimes it does take, a moon cycle or two to really realize, okay, I understand that if you put this out on paper, logistically, I understand that this is not the prime candidate, but there's some aspect of, and this could be because this person is a soulmate of yours, pile number 1. I did see evidence of it in the cards, but it didn't come all the way out, and I didn't really want to over highlight this aspect because I don't want to glorify it. Soulmate and what of it, quite frankly, because their heart space, okay, connectivity is not conducive to being in alignment with where your frequency is and is going, dare I say here, pawn number 1. It's giving you've just begun this glow up. You've just begun this new path, and new earth has just begun. Makes sense? So we've got clear your energy field and focus on yourselves before acting here, referable to self-care. Okay, you are to be focusing on you for right now firstly, and that is okay. Release, radical acceptance, and surrender can help you let go. So you do know how to surrender, okay, because we've talked about it, and or you will figure out how to surrender because I've seen it in the cards for you, pile number 1. And lastly, for pile number 1, I'm going to give the initials that have been released from the deck for pile number 1. Please be mindful, these are intended to be the first, middle, and or last name initials on the part of the person that is not the collective member connected to pile number 1. However, it may very much so be the case that it is, in fact, the collective member's first, middle, and or last name initials that come out for pile number 1. And same deal for the rest of the piles, you guys, but I'll probably repeat that. But please take what resonates. So the first letter that we do have is H. We've got a T for pile number 1, and I'll be ringing the bell in just a few seconds here. C. We've got W. We've got O. We've got V. I'm hearing the name Jenny as well. We've got D. I'm hearing Denny or Danny. Could be some significance to Denny's. We've got B come out for pile number 1. All right. So those that are still eligible for their free Yes No Tarot and those that are following the live stream rules will now receive their free Yes No Tarot. Thank you for following the rules. A frog stays a frog. Yeah. Yes, there was an owl in the card. Yes, you walked away. Slay, Cassandra, as you should. All right. Let's see here about Sanjay. Okay, Shabina. Oh, hold on. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Wow, what is going on with this energy? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yikes. Somebody needs a ground. Sanjay. Okay. I think that this person is overexcited about being in your good graces. So we've got the soulmate card coming out, the Six of Pentacles, in answer to your question here regarding Sanjay. It's a yes. I do see this person really trying to make it so that they can provide for you, but they are very like, I don't know if this person is overarching in their feminine energy where they're very like emotional, or maybe it's passion, but it's kind of coming across like, whoa, like it's not really giving like passion, it's giving like anxiousness, probably related to passion, but woof. So, you know, if this is somebody that, you know, you want to assist being around, you would probably just need to be like the calm one, like the logical one. Maybe this person has like Pisces in their chart or something. Not sure about that. But Sanjay, that's a yes for you, Shabina. Okay, you're welcome. Um, okay, let me see here about BJ. I said BG. Now I'm hearing staying alive. Damn it. Hold on. Star card come out again, talking about lovers, just to be clear, right? Loving kind of energy, like damn, they're obsessed with you, and justice at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I can't really show the others because there's a lot of skin, you know what I'm saying? A lot of nipples. So but yeah, so that is yes, country love. All right, so I'm gonna go over to pile number 2 because I don't see any other questions. And again, pile number 2, and we are at 46. For anyone who may be wondering, pile number 2 is 46. All right, so I could be speaking to somebody who either really is great at driving and parking, like specifically parallel parking, or thinks they do or are. And somebody, whether this is, you know, collective member or not, could be quite the impulse buyer at times. Maybe not consistently, but it's like if your friends got together and somebody said like, oh, who is like notorious for like shopping like at the register, and like let's say your name's Candy, they'd be like, Candy, right? And Candy'd be all like, yeah, it's me. Like it's giving that, right? But maybe not like all the time, day and night, if that makes sense, right? All right, somebody here could be fair skinned. Somebody here is coming across studious, right? And yet could have been a snob to you. This is giving Capricorn energy, if you ask me. Like, yikes. But anyways, we've got inconsistent. So somebody here was inconsistent, though maybe perhaps old enough to know better. All right, with that mature card coming out. This could be on the masculine side of things. And somebody could have a nice chest, whether guy, girl, what have you. And somebody could be young at heart. You could have met in a public place. Doesn't have to be the case. And somebody here could have a secret love child. Whether it's probably not you, right, collective? Just saying. You have fond memories of this person, and they you. But they could be a ladies' man. Oh, somebody here could be spiritual. Makes sense. You found the channel. Hello, hey, hi, right? Welcome to your tribe. Okay, somebody here could be sassy. And somebody here could be notoriously known to be a ray of sunshine. Maybe that's something that you've been called. Somebody here scared of being vulnerable and or stuck in their ways. All right. I do see there was discord with the tower leading to the Queen of Voices, which really speaks to Queen of Swords energy, right? This person knows that they have caused you pain, caused you reason to be guarded. But really, you know what's kind of beautiful at the same time, if I do say so myself, collective, is like they also caused you to like grow into yourself, right? Like this is still giving like thank you next, but like at least you are better off, right? And not stuck necessarily in this connection, if that makes sense, right? But I do see a lot of divinity surrounding you. Oh my god, I'm laughing at this card because I'm not super familiar with this deck, but bruh, look at the man all the way. It's like, what is the backstory here? Like, wow, man's is flipped like literally upside down into like an inside out sea. Like, what the? Like, wow. That, that's like when you see, like, I don't know, like them MMA fights, or like somebody just gets cold knocked out. That usually, the back ain't arching like all like that just for no reason. Let's just say collective. Hold on. I was unaware because I did not even see that whole man down there. It was enough. It was enough for me just to be like, oh, okay, this is pretty self-explanatory. But bam, the man is all, yikes. So, so that's kind of unfortunate. So, pound number one walked away, but pound number two, hell, you might have kicked this man all the way, not even to the curb, but below it. Like, dang. That's like one of them dreams you have where, like, you go to cross the street, but then the street ain't there. It's like you kicked him off the curb into one of them streets. Like, wow, he just ain't coming back from. That's a hard bounce back. Oh, that's a hard bounce back. Yeah, that's true, right? Here's the sitch though, right? And maybe you have found evidence of this along the way when you were gaining some clarity. Doesn't have to be the case, but we're going to talk about, and again, the harsh truth, the harsh reality, the triggering ish, right? Uh, First card for pound number two came out. I am not able to properly see you or value you due to spell work. Call your energy back. So this could be what you done did, right? But on the other side of that, you could have gained clarity about that. Now let me see here. So, I mean, this, yeah. So it's almost, it's crazy because I can't get over this. I'm sorry. I still need to talk about this one. You see that man down there? Look at him. Look at all of him there. Is it look like a shrimp almost, but really it's a whole man. Okay. And I don't know what's up with the sea vibes, because here we go talking about this, and clearly it's giving under the sea vibes, right? So maybe there could be some significance to like beach. Maybe you talked about the beach. Maybe you both like beach. Maybe you both do beach. That's like a Barbie reference for those that didn't catch that. Like, I wish to God that was my job, like just to do beach. Shoot, just do beach. Okay. But maybe you guys like went away, had some fun memories together there. Doesn't have to be the case. But I still see you like in your feels about this. Ooh wee! There is a whole other woman down there. Hold on. Look at this. You see her? Huh. So you could have found this mofo cheating. Or knew he was. There could be some significance to Saturn energy too. Maybe somebody has a Saturn tattoo. I don't know. But here's the sitch though, right? It's like, yeah, as hard as that truth was, right? Okay, and you still have found or will find that there are options out there. And now this isn't really just talking about like the other fish in the sea. It's talking about like what you're here to do and be and create and enjoy and experience beyond what you've already known. Okay? And what you've already known from this person. And so as you continue on, you get to the 10 by yourself, right? And I get it. It's not necessarily the easiest of walks. I feel like, and I can resonate with this wholeheartedly. I feel like, you're taking these steps of power, right? Baby steps or not, giant leaps or not, right? And the whole time you're like, I'm not supposed to like not have a partner in this. Like I'm literally actioning. This feels like it could even be twin flames, right? Like it's like that you have this counterpart or a counterpart energy, or that you knowing what you're being asked by the divine to action out in this incarnation should not be alone. You are worthy of a partner to assist with the mission, with the work, with the load, with the alchemy, whatever you got going. Okay. But you make it or you have made it, okay? General collective for pile number 2. So I'm saying it different ways because we're all somewhere on the path. Makes sense, okay? But with the 7 of voices, I mean, this is giving like 7 of swords. You're like almost haunted by the what if. You're almost haunted by the fact that, you know, like, however, perhaps maybe you had to find out about the other woman. It's like we almost didn't see him sneaking over here, right? Oh, almost, it's like he didn't even want to be shown. Like, nah, hide me, right? And then we almost didn't see her, right? And she's not even trying to hide. It's just circumstance. And what you were looking to do was to actually make a family, make a happy home, have a child, right? You were looking for a life partner out of this one. I get that. But then you realize, you know, through divine's help and time and healing and alchemy, that, you know, you don't need anyone. And maybe that seems like it's unfair because maybe you already knew that, right? However, how do you know something until you know you didn't understand the full ramifications or the depths of the something that you assumed you knew all of? Make sense? So how do you cheat yourself out of knowing how awesome you are, right? You don't. You just keep going and keep growing, and ultimately you learn along the way, and that's okay too. Okay, because I don't see any failure. I don't see you being knocked out of, you know, the wrong, excuse me, knocked out of the right type of trajectory or timeline, right? It just was different than expected and maybe different than it should have went down. That's the tricky part with free will, right? Somebody could be, you know, understanding on the other side of that veil energy before we come here, right? Oh yeah, no, I agree. Oh yeah, no, I understand. Oh yeah, no, when we find each other, I'll remember because you'll have, you know, this color eye and you'll say these things and we'll have these you know, visions together and we'll have this telepathy that's inexplicable and still have the free will to deny, reject, okay? But you have the ability to heal. You just got to keep going, and or you will or have, okay? With the 4 of materials. And really, it's not over. Interestingly enough, after we've talked about everything, okay? Because the guidance is coming out saying the timing's not quite right. And again, this person's under spell work. I did take a look at that a little closer for you, pile number 2, just because it came out. But first, let's continue on with this harsh truth, okay? I love you, but not enough to fully commit to you. My perception of love is distorted due to my upbringing, is the second card that came out of the harsh reality deck, okay? I'm too busy trying to keep my karmic happy to stay consistent with you. Yikes. I love to use your sexual energy to manifest security for myself and others I'm attached to. This is giving twin, like, because you would have to be like divine feminine energy. You're coming out very high vibrational, for someone that who should be high vibrational but is choosing toxicities, at least in the past, under this wrong timing, right? The right timing is never going to be when the karmic's around, being entertained and appeased and laid with. You know what I'm saying? I see potential in you and want to keep you around to ride your coattails. Wow. Okay. Now that goes back to this is like a clear example of how someone who can be you know, of certain aspect of divinity still being able to be in karmic energy. But again, spell work has been performed as well, not to take that off the table since it came out. And I do see that is connecting to a scorned lover, an ex, a karmic, somebody that's hot, this person is hot and cold with. In the meantime, collective, you're being guided to work less, okay? Put away the computer. You're being guided to, oh my God, the twin flame card is here. It says this is a divine counterpart connection. on the other side of the fate card, this is a destined partnership. That's crazy. I didn't see that in there. And interestingly enough, it says this relationship is moving toward a sacred union. Okay, even if this person is currently married, this person, okay, is connected to someone who is also quite karmic. They're being infected by this energy, dare I say, entity. Okay, now this is not a doom and gloom message, it's a message of clarity, really. And it's a message of clarity as to why your counterpart, maybe to this day, has yet to gain the clarity. Okay. But again, the divine is still on this. This is why we talk about divine timing, guys, right? And as you alchemize, do the work, and pour into you, this person will fill that pool in an energetic way and will bring in the rear, as it were, right? Not that it's a contest. But we are talking very current energies, Mercury retrograde, okay, also coming out for this. But this scorned lover, an old fling of your person, um, is just pissed. This is giving, who song? This is giving that new song. Well, it's one of the songs off of Jessie Reyes' new album. I don't want to get copywritten, so I'll just say it. Um, because I'm like, bro, I can hear I'll just say the lyrics, but I gotta pull them up. Okay, let me see. No, that's not it. Hold on. Okay. All right. So this is Jessie Reyes, right? With Lil Yachty. What's it called? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. It keeps. Oh, it's called Head and Headaches. But it's like HEAD space N space headaches with Lil Yachty, right? And the lyrics start out, she's like, I'm gonna break in and I'm gonna break all your ish. And if she's staying over, I guess I'm about to traumatize that itch, right? Because you got an ex that you left kind of pressed because you promised the world and gave me nothing but some mediocre head and some headaches, right? So just saying, that's the song that popped in as soon as and it's so funny because I just found out about that song the other day. That's so funny. But this is like this scorn lover type of energy for pound number two. And if you listen to the way Jessie sings that, she's on one. She's on one because Jessie can get it in. I love her, but she got to ground a lot, man. Um, that's so crazy. But this person, they could be into some cult-ish, like a cult-ish, and really putting this man through the ringer. Could be like, it's giving midsummer, like, that specialty drink they make. Ugh. But anyways, so being that this most likely is a twin flame connected to pile number two, I did check in with this person's higher self. Okay. And this is the message. My dear, our souls met long before our eyes did. When my soul saw you, it went, oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. So it's like, yeah, no, like this sounds like up to plan, right? Like I talked about before. You just come here on the other side of the veil, like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna find you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna love you. And then it's like something happened, right? Until you let someone go fully, they cannot come back to you. Whatever happens, you cannot lose what is yours by divine right. And therein is that surrender, right? Don't forget that part of it. We know you know how to surrender. Okay, this is how you have been doing the thing growing up. Okay, you've been continuing on your path, your mission, your purpose, in spite of knowing that you were basically promised a partner. Okay, sometimes two people have to fall apart to realize how much they need to fall back together. Also came out from this person's higher self. And lastly, I will never forget the echo of your heart. An ocean of time may pass, but still my heart will guide me to yours. And so, this could be, I know, quite triggering to talk about divine timing, because you could have been hearing about this for a long ass time, especially with that an ocean of time may pass, right? Um, I'm not going to sit here and say wait for anybody, because that's bad advice. I don't even care who's giving that. I mean, if they're telling you to wait for somebody, I feel like this person knows enough not to sit there or stand there and say, yeah, wait for me, right? That's probably why they've yet to come back. Makes sense. Still not ready. And the crazy thing is, you guys, when I made this deck, I told you there were a couple extras in here for the first, middle, or last name initials. This is a card that really talks about, from one incarnation to the next, a cycle that you have been really actioning out. So that would make sense that it's a twin flame. And that would make sense that this is so triggering, right? Maybe on both sides, because you've been at this a time or two, and yet it's not giving proper protocol and procedure, right? When you look to the left, to the right, or for this person, because they're not there, right? So I get that too, on a personal note. But we've got B coming out, whether first, middle, or last name initial of the part of this person or the collective member. Again, it was intended to be the person, if that makes sense, but I digress. We've got U coming out, same deal. We've got I, and we've got M. Okay, and so that's what I have for pile number 2. And so the bell's ringing for those that are still eligible for their free yes and no tarot. And those that are following the live stream rules, of course, you may pop your question in. Oh, Danny or Denny, yeah, I remember saying that. Oh, it's your sister's ex. Ugh. It's so funny, Fiona. I just found out about somebody else's karma after they like cropped all over me, basically. Love and light, Laura. And I just think it's so funny because I'm like, yeah, people just really ask for like bad karma, I think, and maybe they want that. So I just hope they're happy with all of that, like that's amazing. I won't question why I'm alone, because you know what? Sometimes you're alone simply and solely because your standards are where they should be. That's all I'll say. But anywho, I digress. All right. Love and light, Laura. Love and light, Jonathan. And who else is in here? Wait, let me see. Love and light, Nightfall. Okay, let's see. Who is well, Fiona, I wasn't reading it that way, and really it correlated with the rest of the message, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably not according to what I was reading. Of course, I read the cards differently, like probably every single time. So, but again, that goes into the energy reading as well, because I'm not just reading the tarot. So I'm pretty confident that the message that I delivered stands, because even the oracles were also like correlating with that. Um, the other woman energy, and karmic ex, scorned lover. So probably not higher self low. No, because also, and you know how you could tell too, Fiona, and I'm not picking on you, I'm just trying to help because you're asking me questions. Um they're not even the same person, right? Like from one woman to the next, not the same. And this is a male and a woman, so not the same, you know, as far as I could tell. I feel like I wouldn't read them that way. All right, now let's see here. Let me go back to the question here. And it resonates, Cassandra. That's cool. Oh, country love. All right, all right. Well, I'm just glad you guys aren't uh like triggered. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff is harsh to talk about. I get that, but we gonna be all right. We're so great. We're so great. We can't even do bad. Like for doing bad. I'm so serious. Let me see here, Jonathan. Sometimes you gotta let people learn those lessons the hard way, and then sometimes you gotta realize some people love to learn the lessons the hard way. They love that. They love it. So we got a yes, Jonathan. All right. Yes at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Maybe there's some clarity that's still needed to be had on the strength of one or more of you as to, you know, how they always say you guys know your why. So, like, usually that's connected to business, but you should know your why for love too, because love is a choice, right? Love is not a service, it's a choice. And so it's really great to know your why. Why do I choose to love this individual, right? Because really, you should know that and you should actually think that way, because otherwise you're falling prey perhaps to an illusion that goes like, I need someone. It's like, what? Oh, I'm sorry, record scratch? Where was what? Right? We don't talk like that around here because that's not the truth. You don't need anyone outside of yourselves. And that's just facts, and that's okay. Like, nobody should feel ill because that's the truth, right? And just honoring that truth alone doesn't mean you're signing up to be alone always and in all ways and to do everything all on your own. However, you're going to find someone that really resonates with that truth way more faster if you rock with it yourselves. Make sense? I don't need you, I want you, and you're welcome. Right? Like, seriously, because otherwise, I'm sorry, where were you placing your worth? You know what I mean? Right? Wife, husband, or not. Okay? All right, let me see here. You're just an overthinker. You're so much more than an overthinker, Fiona, and you can lop that off of your resume if you should choose. Think about it, right? I'm not going to agree like, oh yeah, that's just what Fiona is. When you're so much more than that. And also, if that bothers you to be an overthinker, and it kind of should, because it's kind of tiring, you could change that. Maybe not overnight, but you can, you don't have to own up to that, right? Especially when you're so magnanimous at being Fiona, just in all the other ways, right? Okay, now let me see here. So we've got Nightfall. Will S break silence in March? Oh. Well, March is about one more day here, so I guess you mean tomorrow? Depending on where you're at. Because you got one more day for, basically. I only know that because I know I got to pay some bills. So I was like, oh no, we got one more. All is well. All right. I'm trying here. Hold on. We got, we got a no, right? This card, like, is so disappointing because it talks about broke, busted, and disgusted, basically. And the crazy thing is the Ten of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, and I just can't get around the whole theme tonight, which is basically, because again, this would be the third time I'm bringing this up in this one session alone, when I never planned to bring it up anyways, is that you can get to the 10 of anything on your own. So it must mean that if, this no is coming out, and it is, right? It's a good no, because you are like at the 10 if you would only give yourself permission to think that way and feel that way about you. And this particular excuse me, this particular 10, you know, talks about like legacy, talks about, you know, even unexpected financial income. You know, the divine's not going to let certain people be around you to receive benefits of your karma all the time, right? Sometimes it does happen, I'm not going to lie, right? And that's part and parcel of the lesson. So if you know you've ever had a lesson like that a time or two, please learn it. And don't, you know, like cry over somebody who would actually come in and take from you anyways, right? And instead focus on the fact that you've got good stuff coming, that you are capable of getting to that 10, even energetically, right? So that you can bring in somebody way better than broke, busted, and disgusted, baby. Just saying. All right, so let's. You're welcome, Fiona. Um, so that's what I have for Nightfall. Okay, regarding S. All right, much love and light. Okay, now let me see. Oh, what were they filming? Eat Me? Where do you live? Like what? It could be a potential building buyer. Oh, filming it for like to sell it. That's odd. Oh, Eat Me. Yikes. You know what? You're probably just getting ready to actually be catapulted towards where you're supposed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do it, Eat Me. Get rid of what you got to get rid of and go through what you got to go through. And you know what? It may seem like or feel like all hell's breaking loose, but you might actually be breaking yourself out of it, if that makes sense. And gosh, don't you deserve that, you know? Okay. So they're going to come. Well, how is that connecting to the potential buyer then? He's just doing a 2-for-1, like filming the building for dual purposes, you mean? I'm confused. It's getting late. I'm confused. Your girl's confused, Eat Me. It happens, right? Yes, exactly. Sometimes we want what we think we want and we're not ready. Sometimes we want what we think we want and the divine's like, absolutely not. That's so like not okay for you, right? And that too is okay. You just have to know, like, go with the flow. As long as you don't give up, you win. Because as long as you don't give up, you give yourselves the ability to gain clarity and or align with the frequency of the timeline or the expected outcome or desired outcome, right? Because divine timing, right? Not everything's with the snap of a finger, you know? Okay, well, Eat Me. Don't let us stop you. You know what I'm saying? Play us in the background if you gotta, but you gotta focus, babe. Okay, I gotta focus too, because let's get to pile number 3. Which was the pine cone pile. So cutie. Look how it's cute. I don't know why I almost want to put googly eyes on it, you guys. It's so freaking cute. Okay. I just smile at it every day, and it's on the table with the pretend grass. I got the elements here. Oh my gosh, Eat Me, you better. You know what? If you have stuff, maybe try to like put sheets over it and dress it up a bit. If you can't, you know, if you get to the point where you're like, I'm so tired, I can't physically move this stuff, dress it up nice and stage it, okay? Because they don't want to see, you know, why they shouldn't, you know, if they're trying to sell it, you got to make it look nice or they're going to have a problem. I know that much. Definitely sending you light, though. That's not easy. I know that. Okay. So power number 3, somebody here could be a trend chaser. Somebody who like keeps up with the trends or makes their own trend, right? Like it's like, no, I like this. I'm gonna throw it on. I'm gonna put it on this way. I know it's not supposed to be worn that way. I'm fucking wearing it that way. Like, you know, just you know, however, somebody here could be skinny. Somebody could have an athletic build. Somebody could have beady eyes and they could also be blue. So by beady, I just mean like really, really like little and like roundy shaped, right? Beady eyes, they normally call them that, right? Somebody could be Caucasian, uh, and somebody has perhaps straight hair and big lips. Somebody could be a neat freak. Somebody could be a sweetheart. Maybe you come out as that card often when the intuitive Kipper-ish oracle is used, perhaps. Somebody here could be destined for fame and fortune, and or is a spiritual guru, connecting to pile 3. All right. Now let me see here. Oof. Okay, so I see with pile number 3. Gosh, let's make sure to show the illustration here, right? Like, you don't want to hear me like try to describe that one, right? So this is talking about the 10 of voices, the 10 of swords. Definitely a lot of mental space, could even be specifically a lot of mental space chatter. Definitely draining chatter or, vibes, all right? You would think that this was like the spiritual imprisonment card, which is often the 8 of swords, but this is far worse, right? Not necessarily worse than spiritual imprisonment, but this does not feel good. It's not good energy, especially pairing with the death card. Oh my goodness, right? So this is definitely chosen one energy. This is old soul energy. This is someone who is not wet behind the ears, referable to the spiritual path, and of course is definitely undergoing a major leg of awakening from one version of self to the other. Um, so Amy, I don't know exactly if I'm reading your ex-boyfriend, but or your next boyfriend? Did you say next or next boyfriend? Oh, you're joking. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like answer. Okay, hold on. Let me focus. Okay. So this is a lot. There could be some connection to LGBTQ plus community. It does not have to be the case. I'm also getting ancient Greco-Roman times. So you could know this person from many incarnations, right? Doesn't have to be the case. This person could have put you in a lot of emotions. Yeah. Yeah. This person could have had you questioning your own worth or your own capabilities at being in a loving, caring connection. This person assisted you with learning, long story short, what you want versus what you don't want, and pushed you to make the decisions, to know the difference. Okay. And again, I kind of like to talk about this because it's giving like, see how like, thank you next. Love and light, Alphonse. See how it's like, thank you next. Like, thank you for the lesson. Okay. This person assisted you with choosing you, choosing your worth, choosing your mental health, your emotional well-being, okay, and assisted you with making the choice to no longer go against self, okay, no longer really being a willing participant at what is um, really talked about as people pleasing. Not that it's really a thing, okay. This person could have expected you to be a different type of person. Like maybe you look a certain way, right? And they're like, yeah, no, demographically, like people looking the way that you present are this way in their psychology or their personal affect, not this other way, and you were this other way. And they're like, what? No, this is wrong. You're wrong. Had you questioning you, like, am I right? Am I wrong? Like, you know, and but bam, on the other side of all of that testing, on the other side of all of that trigger, on the other side of all of that warfare, perhaps, depending on who I'm reading for, you've blossomed into who you always were, really, with a full awareness of it now. See, before you questioned it and fell prey to the illusion, perhaps, that, you weren't. This whole time you were, okay? And that's why we talk about these things so often on the channel, so that we don't fall prey to the illusion. Because even on your worst days, when there is no sunshine shining in the sky, you've got it inside of your chest. That's how amazing you are, whether guy, girl, what have you. Okay. Um, and so this is giving death and rebirth, phoenix rising out of the ashes. I mean, here's the sitch though, right? Which one do you choose for you in a most consistent manner? Of course, all are necessary to get you to this point, right? But where's your baseline definitely residing here? It should be the Empress energy, not the Ten of Swords, right? Ten of Swords is ouchy. It's taking from you. It's toxic. It's imbalanced, okay? And I get it. It can feel like that when you're undergoing a large level of awakening, ascension, death, and rebirth, okay? But really, this person, it's like, if anything, they did do their thing. Some people are not necessarily, here to be your end all be all, right? That's why they talk about seasons. And of course, the seasons are meant to change by divine right, role, and strategy. All right. So it makes sense that we too would have connections that kind of take on that type of effect. Okay. Or that type of timeline. So the guidance here, oh, we can't even, it's like I wanted to skip over the truth. Hold on. All right, so the harsh truth, I almost skipped over for pile number 3. Hello, that was the whole point. Gosh. There could be some significance to gardening. Maybe somebody does garden here or has a particular place in nature, whether it's in a garden or not, that you visit. Doesn't have to be the case, but this person's harsh truth, I don't like myself and therefore I can't properly love you. I play too much. So this person, really, again, assisted you with understanding what you will and will not tolerate, what you do desire versus what you don't, in your caring connections, right? I don't like to engage in honest communication because that would mean I'd have to be honest with myself, is the second card coming out from the Harsh Truth Oracle. And the last, I let intrusive thoughts win all the time. Okay. So this person is like flighty. I don't know that they've got a good leg to stand on to even be loyal, let alone grounded, around you and or for you in this connection. Makes sense. So the guidance is to retreat here. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. Okay. A leap of faith. It's safe to make the move you're considering. And again, this is really talking about what you will versus what you will not. And it's like the divine saying, we back you on what you will as well as what you will not, because as you should, right? And in the meantime, play hard, find time to laugh, goof off, enjoy your path, okay? Because actually, somebody here, maybe not everybody's somebody, connecting to this, the person on your mind, maybe it's not everyone, but there is some aspect of addiction affecting this person, this person's life path, this person being able to even be connected to you in a romantic way. Because again, the divine's not going to allow for us, especially in New Earth energy, to be what is often termed, at least in the religious community, unequally yoked with another. Okay, that's why we talk all the time about not casting our pearls before swine, whether it's a pearl of wisdom or another kind of pearl, honey. Just saying, okay? So for, again, first, middle, and or last name initial on the part of this person, but collective member, it could be you as well. Take what resonates. The first card we've got, the first initial, R. Okay, we've got T. And we've got this really, it's an extra card. That's so interesting. I think there might be one more extra card I put in here, but for this one, this is really talking about finality, right? The period. Like, no more. Like, don't even bother thinking of this one kind of thing anymore. Like, you done, they're done, right? And you're done. Okay. We've got L, and we've got I, and last but certainly not E, not East. Oh God, not least, S. Okay, maybe there's some significance to East Coast, East Side. I don't know what the heck that was about. But that's what I got for pile number 3, you guys. Gosh, that was some harsh truth. Just saying. All right. Um. Okay, now let me see here. If you see a pine cone, I love pine cones, Fiona. But it was so cute. It was a baby one, and it was the only one like in the patch of grass that I found. I was like, oh, it's so cute. I was like, it's calling my name. I gotta get it. So I just said thank you and went on my merry way. All right. Happy Sunday, Alphonse. Before May. Okay. Oh, see? See, working the program there, Alphonse. I heard you got all the books to The Secret. And I heard you got the movie too, somebody was saying. I'm like, Alphonse, you better be teaching a master class on this one. Back me up, buddy. Because you're working it. But let's find out, Alphonse. And great job on the growth, buddy. I love that for you. So amazing. I just love to talk about our wins. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people want to come on and they're like, no, the win is whenever I actually get the full outcome. It's like, nah, the win is way before you see that fruit, baby. I'm so serious. Especially when you're talking about manifestation. Okay, so we got yes. We've got communication card. And we've got victory card, Alphonse, coming out in yes. Now, here's the sitch. I can't tell you. Okay. Okay. I can't tell you what the sitch is. Okay. I'm not allowed. All right. It's good though. It's a good, like, you better just be grateful and like walk around smiling, Alphonse, and just be like, yeah, no, this is, and like stay with that vibe. So serious. Because your chills on that, your divine guidance team are really working as hard, at least as hard as you have been working, Alphonse. They really want to reward you, and it's coming in. So yes, 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 Alphonse. Don't forget. You got the movies and the books. Come on. You got to be teaching the master class. We can all take your master class, Alphonse, and you'll be like, this is what I did with it. See? I used to be this guy. Now I'm this guy. It's a thing, you guys. Work the steps, man. Yeah, Fiona outed you, Alphonse. I was like, is Alphonse on here? Fiona's just talking about you. I was like, what is Alphonse? I had me looking for you. Oh my goodness. Nope. It's okay. So now that you okay, so we're talking about it now, right? So you're still in love. Okay, right? But the scary part, that's when you're giving your power away. So maybe you got to talk to yourself like, okay, am I loving too hard? Do I love me as hard as I love Lisa? Am I scared of loving me? Right? On the other side of figuring that out, a few more days pass and you're working the steps on the program and, you're in alignment. However, not facing that and not delving down the rabbit hole of like, what's the real root issue? Like, because you've been hurt before, and you've been hurt, I believe, by Lisa before, if I remember correctly, and you're still standing, and you're still amazing, and you're still capable of trying, and you're still capable of growing because you have been. So why do you have to be so caught up in the fear space? And you have to answer that. I can't answer it for you, but you'd have to find out and be honest and actually get an answer, because on the other side of you getting the answer, then some of the next steps of what work, maybe set before you to do. And the whole time you're in alignment for the greatest relationship of your life, regardless of whether or not it's simply and solely with Lisa or not. And where is the cause for fear, right? In all of what I've just stated. Really, there's not fear is not something that is a necessity for you, for this path, for this lesson, for this growth, for the experiences up ahead. In fact, fear fights against all of that. So please be mindful if and when you should find it. I'm not here saying, oh my goodness, how the heck could you ever find fear? Why would you ever fear? I get it. All I'm saying is when you find evidence of it, you check that before it checks you or wrecks you, really. But I'm not here to project, so I didn't want to say it that way. But it's the truth, right? So we talk about it, not because it's, stamp a period on it and that's just your lot in life. It's just you've got to be mindful. What do you want? And live out that way so that you receive it. Because if you're walking around unmindful, unchecked, you're walking with fear, how could you receive what you want and deserve? Right? And I say it that way because when we're not necessarily, and this is anybody can get this, right? When we're not necessarily actually like, seeing clearly, sometimes you want stuff that if you could see it clearly, you go, please don't send that my way. Please ask me how I know. Literally just found out evidence like just yesterday of just that. Like, wow, I never would like clearly see all of that about that person and still have allowed them, access the way that they had access to me. And I'm not even talking sexually. I'm just so serious about my own energy. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, the divine will allow us to have blinders on to some degree so that we learn. Because again, how do you know something until you know it? How do you know, like we talked about with, even more than one pile, so I don't even want to name a pile, but I think it was pile number 3, but it might have been pile number 2. It's like, how do you not know, like, okay, I definitely don't want to be touched in these ways. I definitely don't want to be talked to in these ways if you never had the experience. And so that's why, we're not here glorifying trauma, abuse, and triggering on the channel. However, we are mindful that we do have the ability to purposefully grow out of those and away from those environments, mindsets, experiences, and honor them for what they are. We now know that's a hell no. That's a hard pass. I will never again. Right? Like fill in the blank. We've all got our something, right? So there's that. But all right, let's see. Is there anyone waiting in the queue here? Love like Freaky J. If she's a runner, you're a chaser, Alphonse, right? So what's that? Is it a contest anyways, right? You can do tit for tat, but at the end of the day, there's a root common issue between runner and chaser, isn't there? And that's what really ultimately needs to be dealt with. And unless and until both people are capable of dealing with that, one can't overarch it. One can't say, yeah, I'm going to learn your life path for you so I can just regurgitate it out later and you can just sit there. No, that's not the way it works. I mean, if that was the way it worked, gosh, I think maybe we could even watch something on television and feel like we've lived that out completely, right? Hard as we try with some of those Hallmark movies, I get it, but it's not really the case, you know? Um, okay, let's see here. All right, will your place be up to standard in time for manager? Ooh, I'm getting it. Download. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Eat Me. Because I think Eat Me was next in Love and Light Autumn. I think Eat Me was next, you guys. Okay, let me see. Yeah, because we did Alphonse, and then... Okay, here we go. Eat Me. All right. Please be up to standard. Okay. So if you work really, really, really hard and do not succumb to the I can't, the overwhelm, right? Then on the back end, you get communication that, all is well, wish fulfillment, all right? Because I'm looking at the Eight of Pentacles, all right? But simultaneously was looking at the Ten of Swords, which do equal out to yes and no, right? But the next cards are specifically the communication card, the Eight of Wands, right? And the wish fulfillment, yes, of Nine of Cups. And the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. This is really talking about facing you, facing your mentality, all right? If you overcome the mental space, like it's giving mind over matter, not to sound all like, you know, gimmicky or whatever. All right. So that's what I have for you. Eat me. Keep going. You got this. Stay positive. All right. All right. Now let me see. Do we have anybody else waiting here in the queue for the free yes no? Because we've done all the piles, and I'm gonna hop off. I'm getting tired, you guys. Been on here almost 2 hours. Thank you for being on here with me, and thank you for getting the watch hours up, you guys. Definitely intending to be monetized so I can be on here a lot more without a lot of the same type of schedule issues. Okay, it'd be easier if I could just, work a lot smarter and a lot less harder, right? Thank you for tips and donations. As the messages resonate, especially. Thank you for sharing the videos on your platforms, right? Thank you for being mindful of the live stream rules and hitting the like on the video and subscribing to the channel, okay? You're very welcome, Eat Me. Just get creative with some of your like even this sounds like crazy, but even if you could like sit stuff outside temporarily, like near the dumpster, like in bags, but then like you could retrieve them back later if it was like stuff that you weren't done cleaning out or going through, you know what I mean? I don't know, it just comes to mind, like, because I know like contractor bags have like a thicker nil, I think it's called NIL. It's like a weight of plastic, so they could carry like pieces of furniture in them, even if you need, like if you had like an end table, you could so fit one of them in there if it was just like too much to or if you had stacks of stuff. I know one time you were telling me you had stacks of stuff to create furniture, and it's like one person might look at that and be like, that's absolutely just trash, right? And I get it. But if you needed to save it, just bag it up and put it somewhere where you could retrieve it again, perhaps, right? Um, and yeah, if you have a vehicle, that obviously that's a no-brainer. Like stash it there. Same thing with like dishes. you know like I know one time, like I'll just out myself, right? Like it wasn't really like a hoarding situation, it was the dishes definitely needing to be done, and I forget who was coming over. I think it was like somebody I hadn't seen in a while, and my kid was like so young then, oh my gosh, and I was just like definitely overworked, overburdened, overwhelmed, overly tired, but I didn't want to like not have them come because like it had been a few years. I think it was somebody who was like catching up with a good friend, and they happened to be in the area. It was like one of those. So like I dead ass just bagged up a bunch of because there were so many pots. I was like, oh my god, this is just an abomination. But you make it work. And of course, I definitely immediately when they left retrieved the stuff out of the bag, had a talk with myself and cleaned the dishes. But I think my kid was like, gosh, I think she was in preschool at that. I really really was doing the best I could. And yeah, that's crazy. That takes me back. I'm grateful that I'm so much healthier now as well. But right, Teddy would, yeah, on Bob's. Don't even get me. You guys, I want that tarot and I can't find it. So I don't know if Disney actually like put the kibosh on that or something. It's not okay. Cannot find it. So, yeah, that one hurts. But hey, whatever. So yeah, I just realized the other day, I was like, let me check for that. It's not out there. It's not there. So, all right, you want Fiona, you want to meet Jay? Well, now don't go double booking yourself. You know, you got the Skarsgård meeting coming up, and let me stop. All right, let's see about Jay. Oh, I'm looking at the Magus. Hold on. Oh, it's a yes. Okay. And the Magus is still at the bottom. Well, the Magician. Still at the bottom of the deck. All right. You also had low-key a yes come out from the Seven of Wands as well. But this was the card I was trying to get that had flipped over. As you manifest, it shall be. Right? Master Manifestor, you, Fiona. All right, Skarsgård. He's hot. Or forgive me, that's somebody's husband, but oof. Ooh, right? Anyways. Where's Jay at? Ain't got no question, Jay. I meant to come on way earlier, you guys, but I was running all day. And then, like I said, I had to go. I was like, let me channel this out because I like these cards. Like, what you talking about, my guy? What you saying? What you really saying? Look, this one says, I let others get in the way of us because they help me pay my bills. I'm telling you, I was getting an ass today, bro. Like, that ass. Like, what's really going on? You see a print bundle for the tarot and for 100? It was 60 and I was like, oh, a print bundle on tarot. I went on Etsy, but I don't have the ability to print it out. That's the thing. But I didn't even see that because I went on Etsy. Huh. I don't even know how I could just be at the copier. Like, yeah, no, I have this Etsy order. I'm not sure how that would work either. Because, shoot. I feel like I need the cards. Somebody got them. Somebody got them. And if they exist for me. You know, let me stop. I just want my bobs. I do. You know what's funny, though? There was, like, this other tarot I was, like, gung-ho about because it's, like, really nostalgic to me. And it's the Garbage Pail Kids tarot, right? That thing is, like, horrifying, though. Like, when you really incorporate it with, like, what it's saying. And what I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it, at least not yet, right? But I'm like, bro, why is it even like that? Like, because when I tell you I used to stay with those cards, like, I literally, like, kind of, my mom should have known I was, like, on the spectrum, I swear. Because I had, like, little, like, stories behind some of the characters, and I was like, I don't like this guy, he's mean. And then, like, somebody else, I'd be like, and I don't remember their names, but I'd be like, oh, they're just misunderstood. Like, I swear I was like reading tarot anyways, like, but I had no idea. Between those cards and the memory cards, like, I just was always, I don't know. And I look back now, I'm like, yeah, I should have known that, like, tarot could have been a thing for me, but I literally did not know, right? Isn't that funny? Clarity. On the other side of clarity, there's so much positive change usually, right? I want to infuse the positivity in there, so we're just going to say positive change, right? Oh, you guys. Hold on one second. I'm like, did I do? Yeah, no, we did. I was like, did I do the initials for Pal 3? But we did, because I remember talking about that period. All right, I did the damn thing. You guys are served, right? Yes, you know what? Chase you, Alphonse. Like, what you got going on? What you got to say to you? What you got to say about you? Don't you have stuff to talk about you with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the focus there. because as you do, you're going to be like that ultimate lover that you plan to be in the first place for the others anyways, if that makes sense, because you would have been doing the work and like actually being that, you know, newer, upgraded version of yourself. All right. So it's still a win win, even though it's just not the way that you thought you were going to get there. You still get there. So where's the problem? Right. Also, isn't it amazing to know as each day passes, like all the other ways that you're amazing, right? Without somebody else ever having to tell you that, firstly. And then next thing you know, you go, I don't really need to chase because, I mean, why would I? Like, I'm Alphonse. Like, why would I chase? Right? The Alphonse that chased, you know, didn't have the clarity. I've got the clarity, right? And just make it work for you. Keep going, you know, even if you've got to, you know, reparent yourself in some aspect. That's okay. You're not the only one. Shoot. Ask me how I know, right? Like if I went on the ideation, the way others perceive me in some aspects of my life, in some forums, even of industry, I would hate myself. I'd probably believe that I was unlovable and that I'm not even a good person, the way they tell it, the way they expect me to believe, right? And those are the same type of individuals that cannot stand it when you do the work, because they're no longer able to manipulate and control and lie to you and expect out of you. Because as you learn how amazing you are and how you do connect back to divinity and how you are royal divinity and how you were never here just to be a victim, just to be unloved, just to be everything that everyone tried to tell you you were or whatever be, right? That's the illusion. It's very important to know who you are so that you can value yourself properly. Because how would you value anyone else properly if you couldn't value yourself properly? That's anyone, you know, like, hello, right? When you don't value yourself properly, you get into abusive relationships, perhaps. You get into unequally yoked situations. You get into business transaction type of love, right? And you get into the illusion of what love is. It's not any type of transaction, business or otherwise. Love is a choice, it's also a frequency, right? And when you choose to frequency yourself with that love that you carry already, you birth even more love around you because you are matching to that frequency. So that's how you know eventually on the other side of doing that work, you're only allowing people who literally are of that vibe to have access. And that's well and good. That's a safety zone. That's nothing to fear. If anything, if you wanted to fear, it would be not doing work and then ultimately like surrendering to the fact that you're creating yourselves to put a period at the end of a sentence or a paragraph and act like your story's over and that there's no more hope and there's no reason to be faith filled because there's no more pleasant experiences and no one will ever love you. And I mean, that would be you creating that just the same. And I know I'm here for you to get what you came to experience. All right. And I know I'm here doing my part to assist you with doing that. Okay. But I also know you guys have your part to play in that as well. But that's the beautiful aspect of it. I mean, how would you experience a life and have no part to play in it? Right? Like, really? That would be kind of boring, even if that were a thing. And it's not a thing. You guys are here to do your part. All right. But it's not a curse and it's not a punishment. It's an experience, right? And it is what you make of it, quite frankly. All right. I love you guys. I hope that you guys are feeling as amazing as you truly are, right? Like, even this makes me think of that Empress, you know? It's like you could be feeling like broke, busted, and disgusted, like the Five of Pentacles right now, right? But you're really this. The more that you honor that, and the more that you feel that, and the more that you just resolve to believe that, and that settles it, the faster you will live out all aspects of the lifestyle that the Empress, who often is depicted as having you know, the ability to give birth, all right, often depicted as physically present. And what's inside of you? The universe, like we just talked about, I think, on yesterday's live. You're coded with the universe. It's within. That's why in life and in love, you don't need anyone. You may want them, you may enjoy them, right? But be mindful. Often, you're really the gift, your presence, okay? And when you honor your presence as that, you are more mindful of whom you share it with, right? Because gone are the days where you cast your pearls of any kind, all right, out there for people, places, and things to tramp on, stamp on, to be offensive towards, and to betray, right? That wouldn't be so loving of yourselves, would it? To place yourselves in those predicaments, those positions, those loving connections, right? And once you know, you know. Once you know better, you do better, right? Right. Okay. I believe in you guys. Keep going. You guys are amazing. Love and light, Freaky J. If you have a question, you can pop it in quick, babe. I'm about to hop off, though. Been out here like almost 2 hours. And your cup just moved on its own, Fiona. Is there any sweat on the cup? Perhaps there is some suction going on the strength of condensation, and a slight what do I want to say? A slight off-centering, not off-centering, off-center or unevenness about where it's sitting, perhaps. Sometimes not even that, you guys. It just moves on the strength of a combination of the cup either contrasting and or expanding, the condensation, and if it is on a surface where it could be slippery at all, it will allow for the cup to move. Interestingly enough, I did find that a time or two, because I used to think it was always like woo woo, and then I tested it out a few times. I was like, oh no, this is what's going on. Okay, we're safe. Because boy, some of those cups can dance sometimes, especially the plastic ones. I don't know if I'm thinking of like the Tupperware one, right? Seashells, please and thank you. Subscribe to this channel. Click the like. Okay. And then also, I need you to place your question for the free yes no tarot, babe, into the chat box in all capital letters. And that's exactly what the live stream rules state. In case you missed any of that, please check the description box, right? You got to scroll all the way down, babe, to get to the rules. But I need all of those things from you, all right? And then we'll get your question read and get you out of here because we are ending the live stream. All right. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like the video, okay? All right. And then we need the rest of the live stream rules followed so we can get your free tarot reading. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm losing steam here, you guys. Get your question in according to the live stream rules, please and thank you, if you have one and or are still eligible to receive one for this live stream. Okay. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and I really appreciate being on here myself. I do enjoy hanging out with you. Let's see here about Scott. Oh. Wow. I don't know why he's so hesitant. Maybe you scare him. Because 3 different times I'm trying to get this one card out, which is a very happy, very yes card, right? And this was actually one of the cards that it happened in whenever I was still shuffling here. And this is for seashells, okay? I'm shuffling, and then it's like, oh, is something coming out? But it really just cut itself and didn't come out. And I'm like looking at and it happened again, the 10 of Cups. But now I'm looking at the 2 of Cups, right? Like all of these like high key indicators, like yes, yes, but then there was like this hesitancy. It's like start, stop, start, stop. So maybe you're confused on the strength of that. Maybe that's why you've asked the question, because this person is trying to give hot, cold, hot, cold. But they're like obsessed. Yeah. Devil card with the world card. Like, I mean, it's giving all systems go, okay? But be mindful. This person is like not giving you the full ramification of like what they're thinking about you or like how they feel about you. Okay, so that could be the case. That could be the case, seashells, that there's that pull there because of that past life history. Okay. Because this person is like, wow, it's giving, yeah, like they maybe don't want to let you know, but they would also probably be saying the same thing. I can't stop thinking about her. I don't know if it scares him, if that's why it's like start stop. I don't know. Okay, yeah, no, he's like obsessed. Like you're like overwhelming him. He's all like, oh, like it's almost like, if I'm being honest, it's almost the energy of like this guy wishes that they could like soak you all in with their eyes without you actually being present and aware so that they could really look like. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's a yes. That's a yes, seashells. All right. Yikes. All right. Um, Fiona, that's crazy. No condensation. So yeah, that's crazy. Well, I mean, keep your boundaries up, babe. And Sage, if you're feeling like it was, intrusive, right? Because, yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. There's no ice in the cup, Fiona? Okay, so yeah, that's a yes, seashells. And, you know, it does seem to be a form of wish fulfillment because I asked, like, okay, just because you know how, like, okay, I mean, you can be obsessed all you want. I mean, are you a match for me, yes or no, kind of thing. But it was giving, that's why I said all systems go. It was giving, like, yeah, that's a thing. Something you can do. Like, you can build off of that. So, definitely soulmate energy makes sense. I don't know, Fiona. Well, I mean, you're feeling safe though, right? I don't know what to make of that because I can't see it, if that makes sense. But, I don't know, were you thinking about something specific at the time, Fiona? And you know, not sure. All right, thank you for liking and subscribing, you guys. Thank you for getting the watch time hours up. I really appreciate you doing that because it helps me come on a lot more. And of course, this is part and parcel of my happy place. So I don't mind coming here, in case anyone wondered. And thank you for those that will tip and donate as the readings resonated, of course. And I don't know, I feel like I forgetting to we got a new deck, and I don't know if you guys know about this, but we didn't get a chance to use it. I'm excited about it. It's definitely connecting to the ocean. So stay tuned. We will be getting into that. That one actually gets into some stuff too. It's not even really like, it's pretty deep. I do like it. I wasn't planning on getting it, you guys, but it happened. And so there's that. So nothing just happens. I don't regret it or anything. Um, but I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to tell you about, and I don't know why that would be. No, I think we're good. I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I hate that feeling. You guys ever get that feeling? You're like, what is there? Did I? Right? And then it's like, next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, I either totally did that thing already, or you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. You never know, like, which one it's gonna be until, like, in the moment. It's like, oh, gotta face facts, right? Oh, how's everybody been doing with the retrograde energy? Yikes. I don't know about you, but last week was a long one. You're very welcome, seashells. I had I'll just say it this way, interruption after interruption. At one point I recall telling myself something to the effect of, it's okay, I could be in a war zone right now. Like, it just really, like, sometimes you're grasping for straws to, like, get the positivity going, right? It's like, okay, but you know, it's not a war zone, right? At the moment anyway. Right? Just get that attitude of gratitude. Oh, Dr. Bronner's is so wonderful. I love that stuff. I love that soap. If that's what you're talking about. Oh, you spoke to them over the phone, seashells. I missed that. Well, hold on. I'm playing catch up on the chat. Apparently, I don't know if I'm lagged or what. Um, so definitely, it seems like there's interest on both sides, because usually you don't get somebody on the phone really, like, even if it's like connected to their employment anymore, let alone just to be like, hi, would like to chat with you, right? Also, what's that like? It's been a while for me. Can you tell? Like, what would I even say on a phone? Oh my gosh. Anyways, I tell you what, I'm starting to become convinced where it's like, just because people are dating and not single does not necessarily mean they're happy, and does not necessarily mean that's their good karma either. And so I'll just be happy and on my merry way, doing what I please in the freedom that I've created for myself. And I won't feel bad about it. But man, oh dang. It's interesting how hindsight is 2020, and actually it's horrifically 2020, because it's like really eye-opening sometimes, and you question, like, how did you even see anybody in that light when they clearly had other motives and are just not that kind of person. I just think, you know what, once we all get to meet ourselves in some form, like, it'll just seal the deal, and we'll just really kind of live our best lives with that best loving relationship. But really, it makes sense, you guys, that the prerequisite to that really is loving yourself with yourself for yourself first, right? So that that other counterpart, or you know, of that other soulmate energy can really, be the vibe, be the vibrational match, right? And how could they match to a vibe that you've yet to actually encounter, dare I say, endure or maintain, right? Makes sense. You guys don't give up. I know I'm not. All right, eat me. You got this. Okay, I'm definitely sending light. I will definitely put my prayers and petitions. You can't hear me, Raymond? I don't know why. You guys can't hear me? Am I not coming through? You're very welcome, eat me. Um, okay, you can hear me, Fiona. I was like, oh no, wait, hold on. Okay, thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Fiona, for answering. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, Raymond. Love and light, buddy. I don't know. Maybe it's your area. Maybe it's the connection in your area. Towers go out sometimes. I get that. So definitely watch something, anything. Okay, get the watch time hours up. Sleep to it if you gotta. I won't be offended. All right. Okay, well, Raymond, can you hear me? Because I don't want to go through all this if you're not able to hear me. Eat Me, you got this. Play some music, make it fun. Try to keep up with the rhythm of the or the timing. Like sometimes like I'll put music on and I'll be like, okay, this song is like 3 minutes and some odd seconds. And I'll be like, okay, what can I clean to this, right? Oh, song's almost ending. No, no, like I got this one corner. I got this one corner. Like, but make it fun, right? Yeah, clean to it, of course. Sometimes when you get a rhythm going, you're like, oh, right? Otherwise, you're just there like, oh, your walls are thin. Put some earphones on. All right, let me see here. Okay, you're going to scooter off. Have fun, Eat Me. And Raymond, I'm still waiting for you to answer my question before I answer yours. So now I'm like, you really probably can't hear me then, and I probably shouldn't answer it if you can't hear me, if that makes sense. Because, like, why would I do that? I can't even answer you in text form, Raymond. So, like, you gotta let me know you can hear me. Otherwise, we're not. Like, I'm not gonna waste effort and energy and time, right? And do the whole reading, and then you're like, I can't hear you, right? Okay. So, Raymond, Fiona, can you please tell Raymond to just check back on another live stream? Because I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm not gonna, like, I can't even enter into the chat box. I guess I can have you, Fiona, maybe do the card, right? Or I can show the card. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not. Right, let's see. I'm like, how are you asking questions you can't hear? So we got yes. So that's a yes, right? 2 yeses. This could be a spirit baby that comes through the connection. But it's a yes. Raymond. 2 yeses. They are yes. Thank you, Fiona. Yep, it could be a spirit baby come through the connection. Congratulations if that's the case. All right, prayers for safety, sanity, and good vibes. All right, you guys, I know that we come on here and we talk about a lot of stuff, but we don't talk about everything that you're going through, and I'm mindful of that as well. All right. If you need to talk, you do know how to reach me through the email listed in the description box, right? But please know, I am definitely putting my prayers and petitions up. I know that we've all got our something, just in general, of course. That's par for being in the earth realm. So, in case anyone wondered, right? You're not alone, all right? Um, don't give up because it gets great just around the corner. And it would be a pity if you gave up and didn't make it there. You feel me? So keep going and know you've got somebody to talk to if it does get hard. All right. You've got me. We've got this community, at least, for those that are on YouTube. Okay. You can gather here. There's also uh, a portion of the community, just the same, gathering on other platforms. You're welcome to join us there and say your piece there, show and tell there. All right, and there I'm talking about Facebook. We're also on Insta and TikTok for the time being, though I've really been focusing on YouTube, and the Facebook group is really fun for me. So like, yeah, I'm probably gonna stay focused there. You guys are missing out on a lot that I really wish I could share on this platform. I just am not able to, the way that the operating system is, or the infrastructure, as it were. Okay. So fault me not. I'm trying to share because sharing is caring, and I do love and like my collective. So, so a spirit baby. I don't. Can you hear me, Raymond? Like this is weird at this point. Like, maybe Google it. And that's not me trying to be mean. It's just I don't even know if you can hear me say Google it. So there's that, Raymond. All right, just type it into Google. I don't know if you can hear me. You're saying you can't hear me. I don't know how I'm getting the advice to you. You're still asking questions. It's so interesting, but right, like Fiona is not going to do my day job for me at night. Okay. Yikes. Um Also check out Christina Lopes. She's got whole videos on what you guys, I'm telling you to check these people for a reason, not just because I like to hear myself talk. It's just because it's informative and it helps and it's the truth and it works and it's valuable information. And I have tested it tried and true. So, Christina Lopes' last name spelling is Lopes, but there's also Google, and there's also anyone else that comes up when you type in Spirit Baby into like anything. All right. Can't tell you if they're definitely worth their weight about what they're saying, but Christina Lopes, yeah, definitely. All right. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to hop off because I am tired and I deserve rest and rejuvenation. So I shall have that. And if I don't give it to me, right? Who's going to? Make sense? Right? So, thank you for tips and donations. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for doing the work. I really mean that. And I really appreciate you. Much love and light.